Hey, what's up? It's Caleya Black, and you're now tuned into a Danaya Azure Radio.
Caleya.
Danaya!
And I say her name like that because I actually got to hang out with this amazing queen in Vegas a little while ago
Yes,
when she came to Grammy weekend for 2022 when we won our two Grammys for Jalen Hurricane for Donda. So super, super dope.
yes. Shout
So
out to the
So
bestie.
Caleya is a singer, a songwriter, and man, just an amazing vocalist and such a beautiful person.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
Miss Lady, how did you originally get into music?
Um, Music, I have like a classic, grew up in the church, so music has always been a part of me. I've always been around it, and I've always been affected by it. Um, I grew up with a grandmother who was always playing music on her what we call record players back in the day. So it was just always surrounding me, and it made me want to just like be a part of it.
So, how old were you when you wrote your first song?
When I wrote my first song, I was I'll say 11 years old, 10 or 11. We called ourselves forming a little girl group in elementary school, and our name was Caress, Kres. It was like our initials. And I wrote a song for the girl group, and we performed in elementary school at the school. And I'm also writing songs for like in church, but I think I was like around 10, 11 years old.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So, what were your first songs about?
So about basically little boys.
I love it.
I mean, it started from an early age. It's about little boys and being mad at them, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. That sounds about right.
I mean, has it changed? No,
It
the
really
content
doesn't.
hasn't changed. The lyrics have just become a little more sophisticated, but
Right. Most definitely. So, what have been some of the obstacles that you've had to overcome being a Black woman in this industry?
mm, being a black woman in this industry, I feel like you always have the imposter syndrome. Like, you have talent, but sometimes when you see the magnitude that others are experiencing success, you kind of second guess your own talent. Like, why am I not getting what they got? Why am I not experiencing what they have? So I feel like sometimes you start kind of second guessing yourself and you start getting discouraged and make you feel like I don't want to do this anymore. Cause like for what?
Mm.
So that's definitely one of the challenges I think I've experienced as a black woman.
What is one of the things that you wish you would have known before you got into the industry?
Don't trust everybody.
Oh,
I say it with a smile. So not that I'm like I was gullible or anything, but as a person, like naturally my personality is to befriend people or to believe that people are inherently good, and that when they tell me something, I'll believe them until I see different, right? But I found that a lot of times in this industry, people are not fully transparent. They might be a little deceptive, and because they're like trying to basically take care of themselves. And
mhm.
so unfortunately a lot of people prey on upcoming artists or independent artists because they know that the artist really like wants it, so they prey on that idea, and it allows you to kind of fall for the okey doke sometimes. But I wish I would have came in with that knowledge. Everyone's not to be trusted.
So you've done tours around your city or around the country so far?
Just locally, around my city. I've done shows in, I'm in Jersey, Jersey girl. So I've done shows in Jersey, New York City area. So mostly around that area. But coming soon, I'm speaking it. It will be around the country. Yes.
Oh, well, definitely. That's
Yes.
not even a question.
Yes.
That's not even a question because we got some stuff coming up in Chicago. So I know you're definitely gonna be doing stuff around the country
Yes,
for
I'm
sure,
looking
for
forward to
sure.
that for real.
So within Jersey, what has been your favorite place to perform at and why?
So Jersey, it's been more so shows that of like for events that people are putting on, because unfortunately in Jersey there's not a lot of venues like there is in New York City where you
Mm,
can just go and perform. So for Jersey it's like self-production stuff, but in the city I've done Ashford and Simpson Sugar Bar, which is uh, owned by Valerie Simpson of Ashford and Simpson.
wow.
So just being in the hit like the historical ness of that venue is pretty cool to perform there. So that I think that was one of my favorite places.
Yes, and phenomenal singer, songwriter, Caleya Black is my guest here on Danaya Azure Radio. So, Miss Lady, how did you originally get connected to Bad Kids?
So I was minding my business one day on Instagram.
The way that you just shake.
I was minding my business on Instagram, and then I found myself on Malik's page, Malik Youssef, and I saw that he was posting things on his page about a writing camp. And of course, my interest was piqued. And I had to click and see what was going on with the Bad Kids and see what the Bad Kids is all about. So I think it was within one day of me clicking on that link, I was in my first camp session. And that was what, 2 years ago? three
Yes,
years almost?
almost three. Is actually it's actually 3 years now.
Yeah. So it's been a minute. And I feel like the time has gone by so fast. It's gone by so fast. And I look sometimes when I look at the amount of stuff that was created while in Bad Kids, I was like, huh, I remember that. So it's very cool experience being a part of the clique.
So, what has been one of your best experiences with Bad Kids?
You already know what I'm gonna say. You already know what I'm gonna say. Vegas. Vegas was one of my best experiences. Not because of the glitz and the glam of the Grammys, but I think it was one of my best because I got a chance to actually meet everybody and be with everybody and hang out. Um, be with Malik. Malik is super down to earth. He's not one of those people where you can't talk to him. And being with you, so I feel like that was truly it's almost like a culmination of everything we were doing and working towards up until that point, and the fact that we just got a chance to all be together and just celebrate. I think that was the coolest thing.
No, I agree. I think because we had been working together so much, I try to tell people, I'm like, y'all got it easy. We was doing sessions like 3, 4 times a day, 3 to 4 hours a day. We were literally, working every single day for
Yep.
up to 9 hours in one day. So, so we got pretty close. So by the time we got to actually meet up, it was like, oh, you look the exact same way
Right.
in
Right.
person that you do on camera.
And it's funny because most of the times in camp, everybody's camera's off. So
Right,
you really don't know what people look like except for their social media and stuff.
right.
So just to see people in person, it's like, oh, you are a real person there behind the screen. So it's pretty cool.
Absolutely. What has been one of your favorite songs that you've created in camp?
So there's two things. I feel like there's one of the favorites. I feel one of other people's favorites of mine, which it was me stepping totally out of my comfort zone, which was the little ratchet song that I made.
Oh my gosh, you killed me. Yes, yes.
So that was a surprise one for me. But I feel like one of my favorites is the one with Lipe. And I'm the slow song. I can't even think of the name of the song right now, but we wrote it for an artist to pitch. But I think that was one of my favorite songs, and I don't know why I can't think of the name of the song. It's like
There's a record that you did that I keep on playing, and because I already know it's gonna be big, I'm not gonna say the exact name of it, but what I will say is that when y'all hear it, you will want it at your wedding, you will want it at your engagement
I know
party.
what you're talking about.
It is just so beautiful. And every time I play for people, they're like, wow, because you were on the mark with that
Thank you. I appreciate
for
it.
sure.
And I remember the name of the song that I'm thinking about. The Stay With Me.
Yep, that's another one. Yes,
Yep, I
so
think
that's
that was
another
one
one.
of, yeah.
I mean,
Uh
even like your holiday medleys was just super fire.
Thank you.
I think the one thing that I love about you is that you are so incredibly talented, but you're so down to earth as well. I think the one thing that independent artists need to understand is that when you are looking to climb up that ladder, you want to connect with people and build real relationships because that's what's going to get you through. Because it doesn't
Yep.
matter how talented you are, if you're rude to people, people aren't going to know that because you're going to be rude to the wrong person, and they're just going to ignore you,
And
and no
burning
one's gonna know
bridges.
what your talent is.
Yep. True. True.
So you have a couple of amazing things that have happened. So you got a repost from the phenomenal Janet
I
Jackson.
mean,
How did this happen?
I don't know, Danaya. I don't know how it happened, but all I know is I went to bed and I woke up and you know how you just casually check your stuff on Instagram and, one or two views later and you close it. And I opened it back up and it went from like 200 to like 10,000. I said, what is going on here? And so she had actually shared it to her stories, which was amazing. Just the fact that she might not even heard the whole thing, right? But maybe she heard 3 or 4 seconds, which I'm fine with. It's good. It's cool with me. So that was awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. Like I said, again, I'm not surprised because I know the work that you've put into it, and you've been doing some pretty dope mashups. The Usher mashup that you just did, that was freaking phenomenal.
Thank you. And believe it or not, I was you know, in the kitchen doing whatever, and it was the day before the Super Bowl. And I was like, wait a second, why didn't I do a mashup for Usher? Like that was dumb. Like that was a wasted moment. So literally the night before the Super Bowl, I
Mm.
went and put something together, recorded it, um, just so I can have it ready. But I really do love doing the mashups. I feel like it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I think I've done like 6 or 7 so far, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of my next one.
And I
Thinking of the
think the
next
cool thing
one.
about the way that you do them is because you do them the way that we were taught to do covers, as you change the beat up and then make it your own,
Right, right.
and
You
that's what
change
makes
up
your
the
message
melody a
completely
little
different
bit.
from.
Yep. And I think that I really enjoy doing that exercise also, in Bad Kids, doing the covers. I think one of the favorite ones that I did was the Beatles. And I
Yes.
remember in camp when I told Malik whose cover I was going to do, and he said, "You sure about that?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna try." And then when we played it, he was like, "Oh, okay, all right." So it was pretty cool to like test yourself and
I
see.
forget which one did you do.
Um, oh, darling, the old darling song.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, yep. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Just killing it. Just absolutely killing it. So speaking of killing it, you have a new song coming out with somebody a little bit famous. Go ahead and talk about that real quick.
So on March 1st, I have a song coming out featuring Sean Rivera, who is one of the founding members of the group, the R&B group As Yet. So super excited about that. It's a very dramatic song. It's a very like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's super excited. Sean produced it, mixed it, put vocals on and everything. So it was pretty cool working with him. Definitely a pleasure to work with.
Yes, and that record will definitely be in rotation on here on Danaya Azure Radio, as well as you guys are going to hear that at the end of this interview as well. So
Yes, I can't wait.
I'm super excited because I got a sneak peek. So I'm always excited to have sneak peeks of records.
You're actually the first person like outside of my people who in my house who hear me playing stuff. You're actually the
Yay!
first person to hear it. So
We love exclusives over here at Danaya Azure Radio. Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes. So we got the exclusive record.
Yeah.
Super excited. So how did that collaboration come to be?
Honestly, I would say COVID, and not trying to be funny, but of course we know COVID was a devastating event, right?
Mhm.
But it caused a lot of people to tap in more to their social media and to connect more. And that's how I got with Bad Kids. So a lot of the breaks that have come to me in my career happening as a result of quarantine, right? So I think I posted some stuff, music stuff on there, and he and I actually just kind of spoke on Instagram casually, and he said he will send me a track to write to, and it all went from there. So again, making connections, networking with people, that is like the number one thing, especially as an independent artist.
Yes.
And then I didn't speak to him looking to get something or looking to for him to help me do something. And I feel like that's a mistake people make also. It's like
Hmm.
you approach people with the "what can you do for me" attitude, and people can smell that 1,000 miles away, and it's such a turn off. So I feel like when you really try to make genuine connections, because I was asking him just opinions or like his expertise and different things that he's experienced, and like how basically trying to learn from him. So building genuine connections with people, networking with people, I feel like is key as an artist in general. I feel like in
It,
every walk of life, and
yeah,
honestly,
but definitely when it comes to being an artist, because you got to connect with people. You're obviously your fans, but then
right?
definitely when it comes to DJs and radio personalities, artists, can y'all stop just sending links though? Because that's kind of
Nobody's
not.
clicking on links anymore. No, all this
we're,
hacking going on, nobody's
we're
clicking
not
on links.
we're not checking them. I'm telling y'all now. We're not checking if you just sending me a link. If I don't know you can send me a link, it's just gonna stay there.
And at least say
You probably
hi
need to delete
first.
it.
At least say hello. How you doing?
Right. Like not hi, my name is blah blah blah. I
Right.
want you to listen to this track.
And don't send a mass message to people. Like and like write one blanket message and send it to 50 people. That also comes off very like impersonal. Like you don't even
Yes,
it's that wasn't for me. That was for me and like 1,000 other people.
exactly.
And like you can correct me if I'm wrong with what the correct protocol for sending to like radio is to ask for permission to send something,
Correct.
correct? And then once you
Correct.
get that
And
permission,
ask them what format do they prefer, because everyone prefers different formats.
right. So
Like
there
for
you
us,
go.
we when we were on Blog Talk, we preferred MP3s. Now we prefer the Apple Music link because that makes it easier for us to pull it.
On your
Right.
to pull
So,
in
but like
your
again,
show.
it just depends on what the station is, depends on what you're looking for. This is
Right.
why it's important to communicate before you send somebody music, because that way you know what they're looking for and what they don't want. Because
Exactly.
we used to say MP3s only. If it says MP4, it's not getting listened to. If it says a link, we're not checking it.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm
So there
saying?
you
So
go,
it's like it's
people.
about respecting people's time and energy. And the reason that we say send it in certain formats is because it protects us and it protects you.
Right. Right. Uh-huh. I get it. And I know where you're going with that too. And then because you can't have somebody coming back to you saying you stole my song,
Hmm.
or like no, I didn't. You see?
Exactly. All of that.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. But that's why we, for the most part, don't play. We don't play unreleased records for the most part because of that specifically, and because we want to make sure that y'all are getting your spins as well. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I say. Make sure you have all your stuff together before you send it, because you're getting BDS spins off of us. So,
Right. Right. You dropping gems, little nuggets everywhere.
oh, always. That's what we do here at Danaya Azure Radio. We drop gems all the time, most definitely. So before we get out of here, can you do me a huge favor and
Yes.
sing a little bit of Innocent for me?
Sure.
All right, let me go ahead and give you your spotlight. Hold on. All right. Whenever you're ready.
I went through your phone while you were sleeping. Something wasn't right. Can't shake the feeling. And you got the nerve to call me insecure. But I refuse to play a foolish girl. And every word that I read was like a dagger Built through my chest, sending pics, making plans. Don't just stand there, say something. Please don't play. Innocent boy, please don't play. Innocent boy. That's a little piece.
Yes. Yes, 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 honey. That's what I'm talking about. See, there's no auto tune in that situation. That's her real voice. There's no AI here, honey. That's just how she sounds. Feeling it. Period. Because he'll be playing.
Can I just say something real quick before we go?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I want to say, Danaya, give you your props because the amount of dedication you have to Bad Kids, I would like to publicly say the amount of dedication you have to Bad Kids is incredible. You are there every day, night for everything. And so I would like to say I appreciate what you are doing and to even help us help ourselves. So I would like to say publicly thank you to you.
Thank you so very much. And thank you to Malik Youssef for putting everything together and
Yes.
trusting me to support these amazing artists. We have just seen y'all thrive and flourish and get placements, and just everything has been really, really dope to be able to see how much that you guys have to thrive, to see how much you've changed since you've been in camp, to see that you've taken the techniques that you've learned in camp. Like I said, we talked about the covers. Most people were just doing covers the same old way, and the way that you are consistently doing your covers, the way that you were taught, is just super dope to see that. So yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
So go ahead and tell everybody where they can. Actually, no. Before we do that, when everything is said and done, what do you want your legacy to be?
I want my legacy to be number one, when people hear my music, they can feel something or they can connect to it. And then if when people meet me, they appreciate the way I make them feel. You know what I mean? So like my legacy is I don't ever want someone to come in contact with me or meet me and have anything negative to say. Like I want people to really genuinely feel who I am as a person. So number one, I want people to appreciate who I am as a person. And I have a very morbid, sometimes I get very morbid, right? And I always think of when is that time for me? Who's going to be there? And what are they going to say? You know, I want to be sure they have something good to say. I'll say that. So.
And that makes sense. You are a beautiful person. I'm so proud of you. You are only going to continue to thrive. Now go ahead and tell everyone where they can find you, follow you, and most importantly, book you.
So you can find me on Instagram at Caleya Black, and it's spelled Caleya Black. Facebook, Caleya Black 1. I have my website, caleyablack.com, and you can actually just reach out to me, push that message button on Instagram, and you'll be connected to my email where you can request a book or anything like that. So definitely reach out.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. Can you go ahead and introduce your brand new track for me?
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, the song that you're about to hear is my new song called Mine, and it is featuring Sean Rivera.
All right, you guys, we're about to get on out of here, but stay tuned for My by Caleya and Sean Rivera.
I like how you said that.
And make sure to continue to express what makes you unique.